it's very much imitating the dog's War of the Worlds. It's not a faithful retelling of H.G. Wells's War of the Worlds. We're kind of doing it through the guise of this. So when the book was written, it was kind of a response to it was the height of the British Empire, and it was a response to this fear around immigration. And so we've placed it in 1968, and our lead character has been at the Enoch Powell Rivers of Blood rally and has been injured at this rally. And with his injury, he starts to kind of slip into this other world, and the Martians invade. And there's questions as to what's real, what isn't, but that's the version we're telling. It's very much our own, and it's very much through that lens.
And that gives you license to explore different ways to tell that story. And I've got to say, I've seen the production shots and they just look incredible, with the screens and everything. As an actor, what is that like working with technology like that?
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. So some of the cast worked with the company before, with Imitating the Dog before, and they know how to work with all that stuff like it's second nature. And a couple of us are newer to the process, so it's been a really steep learning curve, but one that I've absolutely loved. It's, yeah, as you say, it's a different way of working, because you can't be as precious as an actor. You can't, say I need to get in the zone, because you're setting up a shot, you're filming up until the moment you're in. Sometimes you're filming when you're in a scene, so you're kind of spinning so many plates as an actor that it's a really exciting challenge. And also, figuring out how to play two spaces at once. You're playing the camera shot and a theater simultaneously. Whatever you're doing has to be interesting to both. And so it's been really exciting, really challenging, but it's not something that people do. So it's just such a new way of working, such an exciting way of working, that I think, yeah, I can see why people get the bug for it.
I mean, we've seen the development of that type of technology, I think, over the last 5 years, really coming to the forefront. I remember going to see Bat Out of Hell, the musical, and they had a camera on stage and they kind of used that and they used the screens, and it felt really great, the energy and the excitement. Do you think we are going to see more of it as we advance through theatre because we can do more now?
Yeah, I think that like a lot of different people have been exploring it and seeing. I mean, look at the Dracula that's just opened with Cynthia Erivo, or the Dorian Gray that Sarah Snook did. I think it's something people are really excited about, because it opens up whole new possibilities. I mean, there's many things in our show that we couldn't do if we were just doing it on stage. Having the cameras allows us a whole different language and vocabulary that we wouldn't have if it was just stagecraft. So I do think it's a really exciting area of development. And I think Imitating the Dog have been working with technology for the last 20 odd years. So they've really been at the forefront of it and really pushing the boundaries. But yeah, I think it's really catching on in the industry, like in the wider industry as well.
Now tell us a little bit about the character, because you're the wife, aren't you, in this?
Yes. So I play Evie Travers. So our lead character, Will, is the one who's been at the rally. But I hope I'm not giving too much away, but the three other actors are all dressed in hospital scrubs. So it's this dual reality of, are we the doctors? Are we figments of his imagination? Has he pulled the faces that are around him and created a universe? So I play, either in reality or in his mind, his wife. And so the first half is him trying to get back to Epsom to find me, to see if I'm still alive. And without giving too much away, she's a very practical woman. She's very moral. She's very, she really doesn't support Will's views. She kind of in many ways represents a conscience for him as a character. So yeah, she's a very strong woman. She survives a lot, and is very principled as a character, versus Will, who's kind of grappling with maybe some more unpopular opinions.
And what are you like as a doctor?
Well, we don't see much of the doctor world. It's just kind of flashes of dialogue of them trying to save him or talk to him, that kind of weave in and out throughout the show. So you're kind of, in order to unsettle the audience as to kind of what's real, what's not.
So good. Honestly, it's really exciting me without even seeing this already. What has the reaction been from the audiences?
Yeah, I think it's so interesting. I think it splits people because some people find looking at the screens and trying to decide where to place their focus a bit overwhelming. But everyone who's walked away has been like, wow, that's nothing I've ever seen before, because we're making a film on stage, you know. You see us running around trying to set up shots in order to make this film that's on a screen projected, like hung above the stage. So some people find that hard to kind of, I don't know where to look. Do I look at the actors on the stage making it? Do I look at the film? But that's the joy of it. You can look wherever you want. You can watch the film, or you can watch it being made, or you can kind of drift between the two. And there's been just so many people who've just really, really loved it and had wonderful things to say afterwards, because, as I say, it's not something you see every day. And so I think there's you know, some lovely comments. Someone sent a message to Imitating the Dog saying, you know, I didn't realize theatre could be this. And, you know, when you get feedback like that, I feel so lucky to be part of something that kind of makes people feel excited about theatre in a new way.